Hello children, in this video I will be discussing about sorting in arrays. Now the term sorting, first comes the definition of the term sorting. The method of arranging elements of an array in ascending or descending order is known as sorting. Now here in this definition the word comes ascending and descending. Suppose the original array A has 10 elements, 5, 15, 2, 20, 13, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Now these are all jumbled up. If I arrange them from the smallest element to the largest element, how will they look like? It will be arranged like this: 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 7, 8, then 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. After 10 comes 13, 15, 20. 11 elements. Here are 11 elements. Since the elements have been arranged from smallest to largest, they are called to be arranged in ascending order. When the elements are arranged from smallest to largest, they are said to be arranged in ascending order. The second method is to arrange in descending order. In descending order, the elements are arranged from largest to smallest, like this. So, in a given array, when the elements are arranged either in ascending or in descending order, it is called as sorting the array. Now, there are many sorting techniques which are there. First is selection sort. Second is bubble sort. Third is insertion sort. Fourth is merge sort. Next is quick sort, etc. Many more. But in our syllabus we will be doing only bubble sort. So bubble sorting is in our syllabus. We'll be sorting integer arrays, float arrays, character arrays, even strings using bubble sorting. So I'll be writing the program and telling you the concept. So let us consider an array which looks like this: 11, 6, 4, 23, 2 and 10. This is an unsorted array. For bubble sorting, we will be comparing two adjacent elements. See, the index number of 11 is 0. Here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. There are 6 elements in this array. So what we are going to do? We are going to compare 11 and 6. I am going to arrange in ascending order. Whichever is smaller comes on the top. So after comparing these two, the array will look like this: 2 and 10, like this. Now I will be comparing the elements at location 1 and 2. Whichever is smaller comes on the top. So array will become like this. Now I will be comparing elements at position 2 and 3. No change, because 11 is smaller than 23. So no change. And in the next step 23 and 2 will be compared, and 2 will come over here and 23 will come over here. So array will look like this: 2, 23 and 10. In the next step 23 and 10 will be compared. So they will be interchanged again and it will look like this. This is step 1. After the first step is done, all the elements are compared. The adjacent elements are compared. The first two elements, the second and third, then the third and fourth and fifth, and so on. Like this. When one complete round is taken, then we come to the next step, step 2. Again in step 2, first two elements are compared, then next two, then next two. After all these steps, after all these passes, finally, see, after the first step, what we are getting? The heaviest element is coming on the right hand side. So, in the next step, we will be comparing only 6 and 4, then second and third, third and fourth, fourth and fifth. We are not going to compare the last element in step 2. In step 3, after step 2, the heaviest element will come over here. After step 2 is finished, what is the next heaviest element? 11. So 11 will come over here and 23 will come over here. Okay, so 4, 6, 2 and 10. It will look like this. See, last element is the heaviest and the second heaviest has come over here. After step 3, the third heaviest will come. After step 4, 6 will come over here. After step 5, 4 will come over here. In this way, bubble sorting takes place. Now I'll write a program on the computer and explain it to you along with it. I am making this program on bubble sorting. Please watch carefully. I'll explain it side by side. First of all, I'll be writing import java.io.asterisk. Next statement will be declaration of class. Class, let me keep the name as bubble sort. Then I am writing public static. Since you have studied functions, you can make this program in two ways. The whole function you can write in main, the whole program, or you can declare a function and pass the original array to the function and sort the array inside the function. Both ways are correct. I will be doing with both with you. Okay, so I'm just making the main function here first. In main, I will be writing the complete program. String args throws IO exception. Here I am writing, let me take the array size as 10. New int 10. Now I will be writing buffered reader, input stream reader and buffered reader, because I have to enter the elements. Input stream reader ISR equals to new input stream reader capital R system.in. Then buffered, you can combine these two statements also, buffered reader and input stream reader equals to new buffered reader ISR. Now I'll take a variable I through which I'll be entering values in the array ARR. System.out.println, enter the array elements. For I equals to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Next, what should I write? I should write ARR at position I equals to integer dot parse int capital I. Then br dot readline. I hope you remember. What does it do? br.readline is used to enter a line of text from the keyboard, and parseInt is used to convert it into integer type and store it in an integer variable. So this is what we have done. We have entered here. Here I have made a mistake. It should be less than 10, not comma 10. I found it. Okay. After this, sorry. Now I'll be bubble sorting starts. Starting the loop for bubble sorting. Bubble sorting loop. Okay, after this I'll be making the loop for bubble sorting. So I am going to declare another variable j here. Two variables are required. There will be a nested for loop. The outer for loop will be for I equals to 0, I is less than 9, I plus plus. Number of elements is 10, so here it will be less than 9. See, after this inner for loop will be for j equals to 0, j is less than 9 minus I. Please, I will explain it to you. I will dry run the program and explain it to you again. First make the program. J plus plus 9 minus I. Inside this inner for loop, I have to write if ARR at position J is greater than ARR at position J plus 1. Then using a temporary variable, we have to interchange their places. Temp equals to ARR at J. ARR at J equals to ARR at J plus 1 and ARR at J plus 1 equals to temp. I have not declared this temporary. This is the end of if, this is the end of outer inner for and outer for. I will be declaring it here. As many variables I am using, I am declaring them side by side. Okay, after this is the end of the loops. After this, I will be printing system.out.println the sorted array is for I equal to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. System.out.print. I am printing in the same line. So I am writing ARR at I plus I am writing a slash t. Slash t is used to insert a tab space. Tab space means a set of spaces. Just single statement for the for loop, so no braces required. This is end of main and this is the end of the class. What is the name of the class I've kept? Bubble sort. So I'll save this program as bubblesort.java. Yes. Now let me run this program for you. Java C first compilation. Bubble sort.java. See, no errors. Enter the array elements. 10 array elements we have to enter. 3, 2, 6, 1, 8, 9, 5, 4, 7. See, the array elements are sorted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have entered them in jumbled form. 10 array elements and the output is the sorted array is this. So this is how we sort an array. I hope this is clear to all of you. Now I'll be making the same program using functions. Let us take a look at this program. Now we have to add a function. So I'll be adding the function before main. Let me keep the name of the function as sort. Here I have to pass an integer array. So let me keep the name of the array as a. Now as you can see, I am making it here, braces I am keeping it here. Now first let us go to main. In main we have declared the array ARR of 10 integer values. Then we'll be entering the array elements. But this bubble sorting loop and this printing will go in the function sort. So I'm cutting it from here and I am pasting it in the function sort using control V. Control X is for cutting and control V is for pasting. Now let us go to main again. See the first line of main, public static void main. Then we have declared an array ARR. Then through input stream reader and buffered reader we have declared the objects. Then we have entered the array elements. Once we have declared the array elements, then we have to call the function sort. How can we call the function sort without the object? So we are declaring the object of bubble sort here, obj. Now through obj we are going to call the function sort, and we are going to pass the array arr as parameter here. This is the function call statement. That is all which we have to do in main. This is end of main and end of class. After this, okay, this is the main function. So we go to the function now. In the function, we have taken the array name as a. So we need to change all the variables inside the function of the array. Also, we will be requiring I, j and temp here. So we will be declaring these variables here, int I, j and temp. Temp will also be declared. Moreover, the variables j and temp are not used in main, so we will be removing them from main. So see what I am doing. I am removing j and temp from main, and I am declaring temp inside the function sort. The array names are being changed to a instead of arr. The values of aj and aj plus 1 are compared, and through the temporary variable they are interchanged if the if condition is true. And then we are going to print the sorted array. The sorted array name will be arri. Instead of arri, we'll be writing a of I. So I'm going to save this program again using the same name. This is how the program will look like. Then I'm going to save it, file, save, and then I'm going to compile the program and execute the program. Enter array elements 10, 67, 54, 23, 90, 13, 28, 76, 59, 34. See, the sorted array is shown here. So this is how it is done through functions, bubble sorting. I hope this is clear to you now. Now children, I have shown you the program on the computer. I have shown you the execution as well as the output. Now I will show you the dry run. This was the logic which I had made in that program. This was the loops of bubble sorting. How it is executed? Less than 9, I had taken 10 elements. If you remember, I had just taken 10 elements. Okay. Now this I loop, I am writing it here. I, j. Okay. I am doing the dry run. When I equals to 0, is it less than 9? Yes. Let me take the elements as, what were the elements which I had taken? 5, 4, 1, 2, 7, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 9, 10. 10 elements I have taken. When I equals to 0, these are elements of the array arr. Is it less than 9? Yes, so it will enter the I loop. J equals to 0. Is it less than 9 minus 0? 9 minus 0 is 9. J is less than 9. 0 is less than 9. Yes. So J loop will be executed. ARR at J. J की वैल्यू क्या है अभी 0. ARR at 0 मतलब ये वाला is greater than ARR at J plus 1. ये वाला J plus 1 क्या है? ARR at J plus 1 में क्या वैल्यू है 4 और ARR at 0 में क्या वैल्यू है 5. क्या 5 ग्रेटर है 4 से? यस. सो टेम्पररी वेरिएबल क्या कर रहा है? टेम्पररी वेरिएबल असाइन कर रहा है ARR एट 0 को. दैट मीन्स 5 स्टोर कर रहे हैं. और ARR एट 0 में हम क्या कर रहे हैं? ARR एट J plus 1 को इनिशियलाइज कर रहे हैं. दैट मीन्स 4 इनिशियलाइज कर रहे हैं. एंड ARR एट J plus 1 दैट मीन्स 1 में क्या कर रहे हैं? 5. दैट मीन्स 4 एंड 5 की वैल्यूज इंटरचेंज करी. देखिए हमने 4 और 5 की. यूजिंग दिस टेम्पररी वेरिएबल वी आर स्वैपिंग द वैल्यूज ऑफ the 0th position and the first position. So now the array will look like 4, 5, 1, 2, 7, 10, 3, 6, 8 and 9. After the first pass of the J loop, after this J becomes 1. अब J की वैल्यू क्या हो गई? 1. Is it less than 9 minus 0? Is it less than 9? Yes. That means J लूप कितनी बार चल रहा है? For I equals to 0, J का लूप 9 टाइम्स चल रहा है. 9 टाइम्स मतलब फर्स्ट 2 एलिमेंट्स कंपेयर होंगे, फिर नेक्स्ट 2, फिर नेक्स्ट 2, फिर नेक्स्ट 2, फिर नेक्स्ट 2. लाइक दिस द होल एरे विल बी कंपेयर्ड. एडजेसेंट एलिमेंट्स विल बी कंपेयर्ड. सो I की वैल्यू 0 के लिए J का लूप 9 टाइम्स चल रहा है. अंडरस्टूड? अब क्या चेक होगा? J की वैल्यू 1 हो गई. दैट मीन्स एलिमेंट एट पोजीशन 1 एंड एलिमेंट एट पोजीशन 2 कंपेयर हो रहे हैं इनसाइड द इफ लूप. इफ स्टेटमेंट में एलिमेंट एट पोजीशन 1 एंड एलिमेंट एट पोजीशन J+1 दैट इज एलिमेंट एट पोजीशन 2 कंपेयर हो रहे हैं. 5 एंड 1 कंपेयर हो रहे हैं और ये इंटरचेंज हो जाएंगे बिकॉज 5 इज ग्रेटर देन 1. सो व्हेन J इक्वल्स टू 1, इसके बाद क्या आएगा? 1, 5, 2, 7, 10, 3, 6, 8 एंड 9. ठीक है, J इक्वल्स टू 1 में ये होगा. फिर J की वैल्यू हो गई 2. इज इट लेस देन 9 माइनस 0 दैट इज 9? येस. सो J की वैल्यू 2 के लिए J की वैल्यू ARR at J and ARR at 3 कंपेयर होगा. दिस इज 0, 1, 2 and 3. दैट मीन्स दिस एंड दिस एलिमेंट विल बी कंपेयर्ड नाउ एंड दे विल बी इंटरचेंज्ड अगेन बिकॉज 2 इज स्मॉलर देन 5. तो ये हो जाएगा. देन J इक्वल्स टू 3. J becomes 3. इज इट लेस देन 9? येस. सो 3 and 4 कंपेयर होगा, इसमें कोई चेंज नहीं होगा. देन J इक्वल्स टू 4. जब ये फॉल्स हो जाता है तो कोई चेंज नहीं होता है, J सिंपली इंक्रीमेंट हो जाता है. व्हेन J इक्वल्स टू 4 तो 4 एंड 5 वाले एलिमेंट्स कंपेयर होंगे, नो चेंजेस. देन J इक्वल्स टू 5 एंड 6 वाले एलिमेंट्स कंपेयर होंगे दिस वे. व्हेन J इक्वल्स टू 8 तो 8 एंड 9 वाले एलिमेंट्स कंपेयर होंगे. समझ में आ गया? आफ्टर दिस J लूप इज एग्जीक्यूटेड 9 टाइम्स. I की वैल्यू चेंज होगी 1. I की वैल्यू जब 1 होगी तो J की वैल्यू क्या होगी? 0. व्हेन I इक्वल्स टू 1, J की वैल्यू क्या होगी? 0 टू कहाँ तक चलेगी? 9 माइनस I. 9 माइनस 1 मीन्स 8. जब I की वैल्यू 0 थी तो J की वैल्यू 0. व्हेन I वॉज 0 तब J की वैल्यू चली थी 0 से लेकर 9 तक. व्हेन I बिकम्स 1, J की वैल्यू चलेगी 0 से लेकर 9 माइनस I तक. दैट मीन्स 8 तक. That means last element will not be compared. Understood? After the first pass of the I loop, जब I की वैल्यू 0 थी तो J का लूप 9 टाइम्स चला. जब I की वैल्यू 1 हो जाएगी तो J का लूप 8 टाइम्स चलेगा. जब I की वैल्यू 2 हो जाएगी J का लूप 7 टाइम्स चलेगा. Why? Because the heaviest element after the first I loop is executed comes to the right. It is not compared again and again. After the second pass of I, the second heaviest elements comes to the right. After the third pass of I, the third heaviest elements comes to the right. So number of times the J loop is executed also decreases by 1. Each time the value of I is increased. That is why we have written 9 minus I here. I hope this execution and this dry run which I have shown you has been understood by all. Thank you, children.